Hello there. Welcome back to Mathematical Literacy, grade 11. We want to look at a common tests of March 20. This is our question paper. So we are going to start on the first question. So before you go to our first question, we are going to just browse through the instructions and information. So within the context of this video, we are interested on the information one, which is saying this question. So you need to take note of that, that it's all questions need to be answered. And then we can also go to instruction 7, whereby our instruction 7 reads round off or define unless and otherwise. So within that context, we can now be able to go to our question, which is question 1. Well, question 1 reads, Mr. Lunga works as a bricklayer. He works 6.5 hours a day, and it's 110 rands per hour, or part thereof. So on the first part of the question, 1.1.1, convert 6.5 hours to hours and minutes. And we know that 1 hour is supposed to 60 minutes. So we are just going to convert the 0.5 there that we need to convert to end it in hours and minutes. So going to our answer section, you would see that we are going to start on 1.1.1, whereby we are given 6.5 hours. So we are saying 6.5 hours is equals to 6 hours plus 0.5 hours. So this 0.5 is the one that we need to convert to minutes. So we are saying in an hour we have got 60 minutes. So we're going to say 6 hours plus by 60 to convert it to minutes. And then if we calculate it, you'll see that the final answer that we are supposed to get becomes 6 hours 30 minutes. So this becomes our final answer on the first part. So moving on to the next part of our question, it is now going to be our 1.1.2. Explain the term part thereof according to the given context. So part thereof, obviously, it means that the 30 minutes or the 0.5 hour that we have will be charged fully as per hour is 110 rands. That's what a part therefore means. So we have to just explain it within that context, whereby now we are saying 1.1.2, and we are saying it means that the 30 minutes will be charged at 110 rands. So basically, that's what we have on part thereof. And move on to the next part, which is now saying determine the total amount of money Mr. Lunga will receive per day if he works 6.5 hours. And we know that we will 110 rands per hour. So we are just going to say our 1.3. We have income is the one that we are calculating is equals to we got 110 rands per hour, and then we multiply by 6 hours. Remember, we are referring to 6.5 hours. So we've got a 0.5 that we have there, which we are regarding as part thereof, which means it's also equivalent to 110 rands. So here we are saying plus 110. So we calculate it to see that the final answer that we're supposed to get is 770 rands. So this is what we have on this part. And then moving on to the next part of our question, which is now 1.1.4. Calculate the number of hours worked for a total income of 440 rands received. So we know that 110 rands is equal to 1 hour. So what about 440? So basically simple proportion, whereby we just say 440 rands divided by 110. So basically we present this as such, whereby say 1.4. And we are calculating number of hours, whereby they say it is equal to the total that we are given, and then we divide by 110 representing 1 hour, means we've got 4 hours. So basically this is what we have on this part, and we move on to the next one, which is now 1.1.5, which of the following graphs below will represent Mr. Lunga's total charge per hour? Mr. Lunga's total charge per hour. So we see that according to information given, there is we have got a direct proportion that we have we have got a constant value that we have of 110 per hour. So the total is going to value directly with the number of hours. So basically we are saying there is a direct proportion. So remember, when there's a direct proportion, it is basically a mathematical comparison between two numbers where the ratio of two numbers is equal to a constant value. So we've got a constant value here in terms of 110 rands. So basically the most appropriate graph that we have there, we have a graph B. So graph B represents that. So we are saying graph B represents that. So we go to the next part of our question, which is now question 1.2. Treats that Tom is a farmer. He uses the following tools to measure length and rain in his farm. So we are given the tundra wheel, and then we are given digital rain gauge. So beneath that, it is use the information above to answer the questions that follow. So on 1.2.1, write down the radius of the tundra, radius of the tundra wheel in centimeters. So you see that we are given the tundra wheel being this one on this part, and 16 centimeters is representing the diameter. And remember, the question is asking for the radius. So obviously we know that radius is equal to half diameter. So basically we are just going to divide 16 centimeters by 2. So we come in. So we have got 2.1, whereby we say radius by 2, and we are going to get as 8 centimeters. So this is what we have on that part, and then obviously we move to the next part whereby say the circumference of the wheel is approximately 50.3 centimeters. Determine the length. So basically, if the circumference is 50.3 centimeters, it means every 10 is equal to 50.3 centimeters. So if there are 30 times, it means we have got 50.3 times 10. So basically, that's how we are going to calculate it. So we present it as such. We put 1 point total length, which is equal to multiply it by 30. So then we are going to get your answer is 1,509 centimeters. So basically, this is what we have on this part. We move on to the next one. 1.2.3, give the rain gauge reading. Give the rain gauge reading displayed on Friday, 26 August. So we come here, we see that we have got the rain gauge here. And the reading that is being asked, we have got the reading presented here, whereby it's 0.50 inches or half inch. So we can present it as such. So we see 1.2.3, we've got 0.5 inches represented on the information given, which is 0.5. So we go to the next part of our question. Calculate the difference in outdoor temperature and indoor temperature readings given on the rain gauge. So according to information given, obviously, we have 80 represented by outdoor. So although it's not very clear, but here we have got a reading that is outdoor. So it representing 72.8. So basically that's how we would calculate 80.5 minus 72.8. So we come here. This is 1.2.4, whereby you say 80.5 minus 72.8. The final answer that you're going to get is 7.7. We refer back. We see that we are going to present it in the Fahrenheit. So we are going to say. So that's what we have on that part. Then we go to the next. Obviously, this is the last question that we have on question 1. So obviously, we need to move on to the second question, which is our question 2. Question two reads, Annexure A shows the bank statement for Miss MJ Smith. Use Annexure A to answer the questions that follow. So, first question is 2.1.1, and define the term opening balance with reference to bank statement. So, you'll see that our Annexure A, we have it here, and it represents the crowd check bank statement. So obviously, the opening balance, we can just refer to our opening balance here. That's where we have our opening balance. So the question is asking us to define the opening balance. So you see that by defining our opening balance, it is a balance brought forward for the previous accounting period. So the closing balance of previous at the end of the previous period becomes the opening balance in the current period. So basically that's what we have. So we're going to say 2 points. 1.1 opening balance is the balance brought forward from previous accounting period. From previous accounts. So that's the explanation on opening balance. So I'm going to go to the next question. Write down the closing balance on 18th April 2021. So we refer to the next year. So look about the closing balance on 18th April. So we can see that we put 18th April here, balance here. So the closing balance becomes 5,719 rands 47 cents. So that's what we have on that part. So we are just going to state that as our 2.1.2, whereby our balance we are saying it is equal to 5,719 rands 47 cents. So as presented here. So that's what we have on that part. So I'm moving on to the next part of our question, which is now 2.1.3. Calculate the total amount deposited between 8th of April 2021 to the 14th of April 2021. So you can just take the note of the first date, which is 8 of April 2021 to 14th of April 2021. So we refer to our bank statement. So we've got 8 April year and we've got 14 April year. So between this, the total amount of deposited deposits, obviously. So we are saying now we've got our deposits in this column. So just adding this figure plus this figure plus this figure, and then we get to 40. So basically that's what we have. As we are saying, we also have 250, which is on the 14. Remember, the 14 is included, so we also add 250. So we add these 4 deposits that we have. So we just summarize that weekly, not by the same total deposits equal to first deposit that we have is 272 rands 45 cents. 272 rands 45 cents. Plus the second deposit, 250 rands. Go to the third one, 2,100 rands. Then from there, we can check the next one, 250 rands. So if they are able to see that the total that we are supposed to get is 2,872 rands 45 cents. And this becomes your final answer. Which 1 point determine the number of days covered by this statement. Number of days. At the beginning of the statement, we are told that this statement is for 15 March 2021. We know that March, the last day of March is 31. Then we add to 18, because April, we have got 18 days that are calculated as such. So we're going to say 81 subtract 15. And then the answer that we are getting is 81. Also, 1 is indicating for the 15. 81. And also 18 days for April. So you're going to get your answer We can just see it is now equal to 30 minus 15, we will get your 80. Then get your answer is 35 days. So basically that's what we have on this part. So moving on to the next part, we have show by calculations using the account summary how the closing balance of 5,719 rands 47 cents was calculated. So I'm coming here to see that they are asking about this final balance. How was it calculated? So obviously we are going to say opening balance, for instance, and then we add deposits, and then we subtract total withdrawals. So basically, these are figures and also we have already added total deposits on. We can just refer back total deposits. We have got 2,872 rands 45 cents. So basically already we are saying 2.1.5. We are saying opening balance is 5,234 rands 90 cents. So 5,234 rands 90 cents, and then we add total deposits, the figure that we got there, which is 2,387 7 cents. We can just try to refer back. Remember our total deposits. We are getting our total deposits is 2,872.45 cents. So we can just correct our total deposits. Whereby we are saying 2,872 rands 45 cents, and then we subtract total withdrawals. So we get on this plus this plus this plus, and then we get our total here, which is going to be 2,387 2,387 rands 7 cents. So this is our total withdrawals. So we subtract withdrawals, which is 2,387 7 cents. Basically, that's how we can calculate it and calculate the final answer that you are supposed to get now becomes 5,717.47. We can just the final answer that you get. So basically, this becomes your verification in terms of the total, which is the final balance. So basically, this is what we have on this part. We try to move on to the next part, whereby we have got 2.2, where we have our 2.2. So 2.2, we are given start and extract of ABC Teleking income and expenditure business for the month. So you have got the side for income, and then the other side we've got expenses. And we've got taxable business profits are 17,990. So beneath that, the first question is saying calculate the value of A, the total income for the business. So obviously for A, we are just going to say 25,000 plus 17,500. So we are saying 2.2.1, whereby you're saying income is 25,000 plus 17,500. So we get a total of 42,500 rands. So this becomes the total for income. So moving on to the next part, which is now going to be 2.2.2. Name one example of the running expense from ABC Telecom. So we've got expenses this side. So a running expense basically it's an expense that is incurred from month to month. Every month we have got that expense. For example, we have water and electricity. It's something that has to be paid as an expense each and every month. So it becomes a running expense. So we've got water and electricity, which is 2.2.2. water and electricity. So this is our table on this part. We move on to the next question, which is saying, express the marketing expense as the percentage of the taxable profit. Marketing expense, we can try to identify our marketing expense, which is our 2,000 rands, and then our taxable profits, 17,900, 17,990 rands. So obviously that is going to be our denominator, and our numerator is 2,000. So and express as such, we are saying now 2.2.3, whereby we got 2,000, it's 990, and we are going to get it as 11%, and obviously two decimal places, and it becomes 11.12%. Sorry, yes, 11.12%. Yes, that becomes our final answer. Then moving on to the next part, which is now 2.4. ABC Telecom offers an installation of the landline that charges 160 rands for the first 100 minutes talk time and 8 rands per minute thereafter. So it means the first 100 minutes is equal to 160 rands. Then the minutes that are going to come after every minute will be charged 80 rands. So we can take note of that. Then our question is saying determine the total cost of 120 minutes talk time. So obviously the first 100 minutes is going to be 160, but I will still have extra 120 minus 100. So that will be applicable to our 80 rand, our 80 rand per minute now. So we can just take note of that. Now we go to our other section. We are saying 2.4, whereby we are saying 160 rands is indicated, and it's for first 100 minutes, and then thereafter we've got 20 minutes. So calculate as such. So calculate together, it becomes 160. And then we have got 0.8 times 0.8 times 20. We can just try to verify that calculation. You get to 60. So here we have got 60, so plus 61. So if we add the two, it becomes 176 rands. So this is what we have on this part. So moving on, we see that this is the last question that we have on question 2. So we move on to our next question, which is now going to be our question 3. Question 3 reads, Mr. Looney is tracking his body weight using the body mass index radar. He's currently weighing 83.5 kg with a height of 1.7 meters. So we have got the body mass index radar given there. And then beneath that, it reads, I use the information in the BMI radar above to answer the question that follow. First question, identify Mr. Looney's weight status as indicated on the radar. So we have got the pointer is the one that we are going to follow as we are using our pointer here, which is pointing to overweight. So obviously 3.1.1, we are saying overweight. So we have 3.1.1, and we are saying it's on to the second question that we have is calculate his body mass index round off to the nearest one decimal. You may use the formula BMI equal to weight in kg over height in meters squared. So we are going to calculate as such 3.1.2, whereby we are saying as given we are calculating BMI, we are saying BMI equal to weight in kgs. So we just refer there. You see that our weight is 83.5 kgs. So 83.5 kgs over. And then our denominator is height in meters squared. So the height is 1.7 meters, so it's going to be 1.7 squared. So presenting as such, whereby you're saying 1.7 meters squared. So we calculate it, we're going to get it as 28 kg per meter squared. And then obviously the question, if you refer back to the question, is saying round up to the nearest one, to the nearest one decimal place. So we are saying one decimal place, and then we've got 9 changing our 8 to 9. So 28.9 kg meter squared. So this is the presentation that way. Then moving on to the next part, 3.1. 3. Give N to advise Mr. Looney should it consider in order to be classified as normal. So remember, Mr. Looney is overweight. So Mr. Looney to go back to normal should undergo exercise. Exercise regularly can be one of the solutions, and also to control the diet. To control the diet so that Mr. Looney doesn't eat something that is going to lead to overweight. So those are the two that we have. So we are saying 3.1.3, exercise regularly is the first point. Control the diet. 3.1.4, convert Mr. Looney's weight to pounds if 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Mr. Looney is 83.5 kgs. So 2 pounds, we're going to multiply by 2.2. So as such, we're going to say 3.1.4, whereby we are saying 2.2, and then multiply by 83.5. 83.5. We are going to get it as 183.7 pounds. So this is what we have on this part. So this one becomes our final answer on that one. Then moving on to the next part, we can just maybe try to make the verify the calculation of 2.2 times 83.5. Then we get 183.7 pounds. Then moving on to the next question. We go to our 3.2, which is saying Annexure B shows the diagram of the tennis courts with the dimensions in meters. Start the diagram in Annexure B and answer the questions that follow. So 3.2.1, show by calculations that the width of the baseline is 10.97 meters. So we go to the Annexure. And then the width of the baseline, we have got the baseline here. So we can see that we have the width starting from here, and then we get 8.23 meters, and then we add again 1.37 meters. Then we get the total. So we are going to say our 3.2.1 width of the baseline. So we are saying we are going to say is equal to our 1.37 meters. We add it twice here and here. So we're saying 1.7 meters, and then we add 8.23 meters here. And then we get a total for 10.97 meters. So we move on to the next part, which is now going to be 3.2.2. Hence, calculate the perimeter of the whole tennis court. You may use the formula perimeter of rectangle 2 times length plus 2 times width. So the perimeter of the whole tennis court. So the tennis court, we are having it here. So the whole tennis court, it means this is going to be our length 23.77 meters. So we are going to say perimeter equal to 2 times 23.77. We have to see the width. Remember, we calculated the width, and we got 10.97. We added 1.37 plus 8.23 plus 1.37, and then we got 10.97. So we are going to multiply by 10.97. And we calculate to see that we're going to get an answer of 69.48 meters. So we move on to the next part. Then we go to 3.2.3, determine the length between baseline and the service line in meters. Baseline and the service line. So we know that our baseline, we are having here, and then our service line is here. So the one that we have here is the one that is being asked. So, but we see that we are not given the length that we have there. But we know that the length of the wall tennis court is 23.77 meters, which includes from the lowest point here to here to the end is 23.77 meters. So we want from where we put our arrows here from baseline to service line. So it means we are going to say 23.77 meters minus from here to here, from here to the end. So, but we do not have the length from this point to this point. But what we know is from this point to this point, we have got the same length with what we have from this point to this point. So basically, we can say 23.77 meters minus 6.4 meters from here to here. And then what we are left with will be from here to here plus from here to here, of which these two are equal. So we have the remaining, we just divide by 2, and then we get from baseline to service line. So basically, that's what we have. So we are going to say this is now 3.2.3, whereby we are saying we subtract the 6.4 from here to here. Remember, we have got 6.4 twice from here to here and here to here. So obviously, we are going to subtract 6.4 twice. Minus 6.4 meters minus 6.4 meters. And then the answer that you're supposed to get is 10.97. 10.97 meters. So we can as well try to see that if we have got 10.97, we can just maybe try to verify that calculation, whereby we say 23.77, and then subtract 6.4, subtract again 6.4. 10.97. So 10.97 is the length of from year to year plus from year to year, of which the two are equal. So you just divide by 2. So we divide by 2, and we get a final answer of 5 points for decimal places to become 5.49 meters. So that's what we have on that part. So moving on to the next one, we say calculate the area of one double array in square meters. You may use the formula area of rectangle length times width. Double alley, one of them, the double alley, we refer there, we see that double alley is this one, which we are having, the width, which is what is 7 times 1.37. So we are saying 3.2.4, we have what area, 7 meters. Then you're going to get it as 32.5649 meters, which we can round off square meters. So this is what we have as our final. This is our final answer. Then we try to see if we've got another question. So we can move on forward to where we've got 3.3, which reads, and on average, a male tennis player with a weight of 70 kg can burn approximately 583 calories per hour in a tennis game. Determine how many calories will a male tennis player with 83.5 kg in 1 hour. So we are given that the 70 kg one, can burn 583. Can burn 583. So to get for 83.5, To get for 83.5, basically, we are just going to use a simple proportion whereby you say 70 is equals to 583. So we are saying 3 points, 3.1, whereby you're saying 70 kg is equals to 583. It's equals to 583. And the one that we are looking for is for obviously is equal to question mark. We don't have that one, so we can just make a simple proportion based on what we have 70 multiplied by 583. So we calculate it like that to see that we are going to get 600 calories. So basically, this is what we have like part. So moving on to the next part, I say a male tennis player with a weight of 83.5 kg will lose more than 0.077 kg if he plays consistently at the tennis game. Verify the statement showing all calculations if 1 gram is equal to 9 calories. We already know that the number of calories that can be lost is for 83.5 kgs. We got a 695.44 according to our calculation. So we are now seeing 3.2. We want the mass, whereby we are saying 695.44 divided, convert the calories to grams. So it becomes, we can just divide by 9. So if we divide by, we can just divide by 9. So here we divide by 9. So if you divide, you are going to get your answer is 77.2 grams. And we want to convert them to kgs because we are comparing with 0.077. If it's more than 0.077 kg, and we know that 1 kg is equal to 1,000, we now say it is equal to 77.277 divided by 1,000. And we find out 772. This one we put 1 to 3 decimal places, it becomes 0.077 kg, which is 0.077. So what is our conclusion? Our conclusion is that the statement is not correct. So basically we are saying, therefore, the statement is not correct. So that's what we have that part. So we can as well try to move on to the next question, which is now 3.3.3. Calculate the number of hours 1,600 calories. So in order to lose 1,600 calories, and we know that for an hour, you need 583 calories. So to get number of hours, you are now saying 1,600 divided by 583. So that's how we are going to present this to another section, whereby we are now saying 3.3.3, and we are calculating number of hours, whereby we are saying it is equal to 1,000, and we are going to get is 2.77, 2.744, 2.744 hours. So basically, that becomes our final answer. And obviously, from there, we can now move on to the last question on this question paper, which is now question 4. So moving on to our question 4. Our question reads, Anna owns a small bakery in a home. She pays 375 rands for electricity and water to her parents every month. The given table 1 below shows a total monthly income and expenses for 1 month. The cost to produce one bread is 5 rand. And then we are given table 1 of monthly income and expenses. And then beneath that, please use the 4.1.1, identify the dependent variable represented in table 1 above. So obviously we are having our expenses and the income depending on the number of breads. As we see that expenses and the income increase as number of bread increase. So basically the same amount in rands representing our expenses and income becomes a dependent variable. So that's how we are going to present it, whereby we're going to say 4.1.1 amount in rands. So this is what we have on that part. Income is being drawn in the answer sheet. Draw another graph showing the total expense. We've got a constant value that we have of total the cost to produce one bread is 5 rand. So obviously we are going to have a direct proportion. So if you go to our answer sheet, you see that this is the graph that we have. This is the income curve that we have starting from the point of origin. So the one that we need to come up with is for the expenses one. So we are just going to put 2 points. That is the first point and the last point. And then we just join the points with a straight line, whereby we are saying for the first point, if we go back to our graph, we see that officially the amount that we have there for expenses, we've got 375. So it means it's on this side is going to be represented by 375. And then for the number of breads, on the horizontal axis, we're going to have it as 0. So take note of that. So we can just start by putting that point. So going to our graph now, you'd see that the number of points that we have between the number of marks that we have between 2 points, for example, between 500 and 1000 or 0 and 500. Let's see what do we have. We can just count. We are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we've got 20 marks that we have there between the 2 points. So if we have 20 and it's representing 500, it's representing, we've got 500. Let's just try to calculate and see what each and every mark represent. So we see that it represents 25. It represents 25 here. So in other words, we are saying here in this first point, the first mark here, we got 25. Then I'll add another 25, we go to 50. We add another 25, we go to 75 as we go up to 500. So 375, we want 375 on the vertical axis. So we're going to say we see to get our 100, obviously, we are going to have 5. We are going to have 4 points. That then we 4 marks. Then we get our 100. So if we say 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 300, 1, 2, 3, 500. Then so for 300, we are saying 1, 2, 3. That's where we have 300, and we want 375 is here. So that's where we put our point. So we can just mark it in red. So this is our point. That is, we are going to join with the last point that we have. Then we can now go to indicate in terms of the last point. Last point, we've got 200 and 1,375. And we know that 200 is the last point, or is the last on the horizontal axis. Then 1,375 is now on the vertical axis. So we check where we've got 1,000. You see that 1,000 is here. So this point is now 1,000 that we have here. 1,375. So say 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 300. So we've got 375, 325, 350, 375 at this point. So those are the 2 that we want to join. Then we can try to zoom in so that we can join the 2 points. So having identified the points that we have, so it means the lower part we've got at this point, we should join. We've got the initial point, which is here, which is going to join this point. So basically, we can try to join with a straight line. I'll try to join with a straight line. So we have come up with our curve for our expenses. So basically we are saying here we have got our income, and this one now represents our expenses. So basically that's what we have. And then we have got another question that we need to answer beneath that, which reads, uh, using your graph, determine how many braids a earner needs to produce in order to break even. So break even, basically, that's where we are having expenses equal to income at the point of intersection. So if you come here, you'd see that point of intersection we are having it here at this point. That's where we have got a point of intersection, which is here. That's where we have got our point of intersection. So we can just try to refer back and see. The question is asking, determine how many braids. So okay, point of number of braids at the point of intersection. So we go down to check here. That's if you go down 40 which is going to represent our 50. So we have got 50 braids. So we can just indicate in the answer section whereby we are now saying 4.1.50 braids. Then we go to the second part, obviously it's about B, which is saying use a graph, determine how many braids, determine using a graph the total expenses if she produces 100. So we go up, we see we are here. So we are just 25 and below 1,000. So if say 1,000 minus 25, we get 975. So we have 975 rands. So that's what we have for that part. Then we go to the next part, which is 4.1.3. The equation to calculate Anna's total expenses is given as total expenses equals to 375 rands plus 5 rand times number of braids produced. Write down the equation to calculate a total income in the form of total income. We look for a constant times number of braids sold. So we also try to look for that constant. So if you say we want to see the average income per braid per one braid, we say 10 into 125, obviously. We can say total income 125 at this point, and then we try another one, 250 divided by 20. We see what we get there. It's also going to lead us to 12.5. So we have got a constant of 12.5. So we're going to say now total income is equals to 25 is equals to 12.5 rand times number of braids sold. So basically that's what we have. So we summarize as such, whereby we say 4.1.3. We're saying first of all, we show the calculation of the constant, which is 120 of rand 50 cents. And then we express it now in the form of total income equal to 12.50 times number of braids sold. So this is what we have. We go to the next part now, which is going to be 4.2. Answer. Anna uses 4 division type braid pan to make a braid. They were given dimensions of each rectangular compartment pan and then dimensions of each cylindrical compartment pan. So given the two, we are also given in terms of length, width, height. The same applies other side. We've got the height and radius. So the first question is saying calculate the volume of all 4 rectangular braid compartments. You may use the formula of volume of rectangular prism, length times width times height, and then you multiply by 4. So length obviously is 40 centimeters times width 10 centimeters times height 10 centimeters. Then the answer that we get to multiply by 4. So we just present it in such a way whereby we are saying 4.2.1 and its volume equal to 40 centimeters times 10 times 10. We'll calculate it, see that the answer that we're supposed to get. And then here, we obviously multiply again by 4, according to the formula given. Multiply by 4 here. And then we do that, we get our answer is 16,000 cubic centimeters, since it's volume. So we go to the next part of our question, which is now 4.2.2. The volume of one cylindrical braid compartment is 3,501.19 cubic centimeters. Determine in grams which compartment between a cylindrical and a rectangular braid pan will have more mass. Note 1 gram is equal to 1 cubic centimeters. So we just compare for the braid compartment. We have got 3,501.19 cubic centimeters, which is going to be 3,501.19 grams. So we can just compare the two, whereby we are saying rectangular prism. So we just convert to grams, becomes 16,000. We got 1.19 grams. And then this one is only for one. So we multiply it by 4. We are supposed to multiply it by 4. So we can just try to refer back. Let's see. So if you multiply it by 4, this one is supposed to say times 4, and you get it as 14,004.76 grams. So the greater one now becomes, so comparison is between this one and this one. See that? So you see, and therefore the rectangular compartment, we have more mass. So this is what we have on this part. We try to move on to the next one, which is saying write down the unit ratio of the radius of a cylindrical compartment to the length of a rectangular compartment. Radius is 5.08 centimeters, and then it's radius to length of the rectangular compartment. Length is 40 centimeters. So we are saying 5.08 s to 40. So we come here, present it as 4.2 s to 40 centimeters. So as a unit ratio, you divide by 5.08 both sides, and it will remain as 1 s to 7.874. So that's is the unit ratio that we have. And moving on to the next part, which is Anna bakes a bread in an oven that is heated to standard temperature of 150 Fahrenheit. Convert the temperature to degrees Celsius using the following formula. Degrees Celsius, 4.2.4. The formula that we are given says degrees Celsius is equal to Fahrenheit minus 32. Celsius is equal to and then in brackets divided by 1.8. So basically that's what we have. And then according to information given, we are given 150. So we come here, we say 450 minus 32 is given 450 minus 32, and then you divide by 1.8. The answer that you get divided by 18 divided by 1.8, which is equal to 232. 32. Remember, our question requires us to present it in degrees Celsius, so we say it is equal to 232 degrees Celsius. So basically, this is what we call that part, and this becomes the last part that we have according to this question paper. And we can as well take note that our question paper and 100 marks. So thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. And please, let's not forget to subscribe and share to our channel. Let's not forget to share the link to our colleagues who are doing grade 11 mathematical literacy. Let's meet again in the next video.